Hello and welcome to the next in the series for The Last One Standing. Today I headed down to Blair Athol to the course itself just to see just a wee rec of the course more than anything else. And since I put it on Strava, there's a few people reached out asking what the course was like, so I thought I'd give my little rundown on it. But before we do, just a little nod to this little beer here that I've got tonight, and it's Burnside Brewery. The good thing about all these ultra run is that most of the ultras are kind of sponsored or helped along by a local brewery, and this is the one from Salter 24. And Salter 24 was fantastic, really good, safe environment to get high mileage. The weather wasn't too good, but have a look at my other blogs for my course regular bit. Just to let you know that tickets are on sale now for next year's event. There's a date in the diary, and definitely a fantastic opportunity to get high numbers for yourself. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about the course down in Blair Athol. So the last one standing takes place in July. It's roughly about a 6.6 kilometre course. So this was my experience of it today. Hopefully this is going to work. A little PowerPoint presentation as well. So the Highlander course recce from today itself. So this was a course, so starting and ending on the green dot itself, and you're going in like a clockwise direction. So you're heading away from the castle itself first of all, and then you're coming back on yourself as you climb. A little bit of a old forest bit here, but it must have been badly damaged by the storms because there's quite a lot of fallen trees. And also they're doing quite a lot of plantation work there as well. Before you come around the back, and then you run parallel to this river, but it's actually, you're quite high up here compared to where the river is. So that's quite deceiving. And then you come across a little bridge here, and then you come back down into the end here. So this is the elevation at the bottom here. So you start at a little bit of a climb just coming out of the campsite or the start site where the start of the race is going to be. And then you go along for a wee smidgen of time, undulating, but nothing too much to write home. That's quite runnable actually until you get to the corner. And this is probably the start of the corner here where you just turn around. There's a wee bit of steep, and then from there, it's a bit of a gradual climb the whole way up until you're hitting the top here. So this point here at the top is roughly about this part here on the map itself there. So and then you come around the back and then you start your nice little descent down there. So it's a wee bit steeper of a downhill than it is an uphill. And the distance in total was about 6.6K. I had it measured short today on each of my laps just because a lot of the campsite wasn't open, or the start site wasn't open. The elevation on my watch today over 4 laps was 130 meters with a descent of 126. So somewhere between 125 and 130 meters is going to be your elevation gain from the start to the finish, which isn't too bad, but also at the same time, it's a bit of a jump from the 12-hour ultra that we did out at Fort Martin, which had something like 20 meters over the 8 miles. So yeah, a bit of a difference, and that definitely has to be taken into account when you're doing the route itself. And I think that protecting the quads, not just from the uphills, but also from the downhills, and I found that today. So my intention was to try all different ways, or make a few errors just so that I could learn from the day. So and this is quite a busy slide, but I wanted to kind of like visualize the course quite a lot. So I took quite a lot of pictures on a few of the routes itself. So this is the start gate here where you'd be starting, you'd be coming from where the gazebos would be down here, and you would come up and then you break left. So you're coming out here, turning left, and this is a little bit of a steep incline here. So that might be a walk on the day just to kind of get your lap started. And then you come across the top here, which is quite runnable, quite nice. You then come to a little part here, which is a lake. So you've got the lake on your right-hand side. And then as you come further down, there's a little knoll here, a little knoll Gallicar, again, another little tilt of the head to the Saltar 24. So the wee knoll on the side here. And also was quite cool is when I was looking out for landmarks to see who I'd start running, start walking, I just lifted my head up and turned to the left, and I saw this tree that looked like Darth Vader. So I've got Darth Vader tree. It's going to be one of my other landmarks that I look out for there. And then it's nice and gradual and easy until you come to the corner. and this is the corner here. So there's a few other roads here, but you're actually banking pretty much right back on yourself here. And that's when the first climb really starts, right on. As soon as you go around the corner, you'll start to hit a little bit of a climb. And this is the road that you kind of come across there. There was 2 trees here, and there's a little bridge where the climb kind of goes into that bridge, then it flattens out again. So I've got that as a walk, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a run between these trees here, and also, so this section here, I did a little bit of a run. I'm going to have some non-negotiable runs in there that if I'm walking, I'm still going to try and run these sections. This was the second bit, and it's got a stack of wood on one side, and it's got this little fallen tree on the other side there. So that's where I'm going to then start my walk up through the back section here of the run itself. Some glorious views, some fantastic views over it. I'm not actually ashamed that I don't actually know where I was looking onto, but the hills in the background were just something fantastic to look at there. Once you got to the top here, it starts to flatten out, and I was kind of looking for a little landmark here, so I could then start my run. And I looked up and I saw this tree, which looked a bit like a rampant rabbit. And we were actually at a comedy night last night. It was called Viva la Vulva, and pretty much on my whole run today, all I could think about was the comedy show last night. So it was quite funny, and that kind of came to mind there when I saw that tree itself. I don't know if I keep doing that with the arrow, but yeah. And then from there, from the rampant rabbit, I'm going to try and do a run around here, and then we turn slightly to your left-hand side, and you got this section I've aptly named the log flume. So this section here was the log flume itself, with the logs on the side from the fallen trees, but also it was quite wet and it was nice and undulating. And what it does do is spits you out onto a sharp corner here. So this takes you right to the corner here, and then you're a sharp right on yourself here. So sharp right turn, and then you start your first descent, and you come all the way down the back here. And there's a few steeper sections and not, and then you come down to a little section here where there's the bridge. So I called that the Cranky bridge. So you can actually see the bridge from a wee bit further back up here, but as you come around to it, it looks like the road goes down to the left-hand side, but you kick right. You just keep to the right-hand side and follow the path all the way around. There is another little steep section here, just before you come onto the road. There's a couple of grit bins at the side there, and I decided to make sure I walked that section as well, just a wee bit steeper than the rest of it. And then you kick out onto the road. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be the route on the day, because one of the guys that is doing the run said that part of it was overgrown. So I'm assuming that it might maybe go through a field or cut the corner a little bit more. So I'm not too sure what the ending might be like here. It might even cut through this field here, because that's where it looked like there'd been something cut through. But I'm not sure, because that would make it even shorter than what it was, depending on where we start on the start line itself. And then that takes you back down to the start there. So yeah, I was trying to break the 4 miles into a lot of different pictures, and so I can visualize it, but also made a little video, and I'm going to play the video to you just now. Excuse any of the snots or anything coming out of my mouth, and it kind of explains a few of that previous pictures that we just saw as well. So I'll just play that just now actually and see how we got on. So I am down here at Blair Athol at the last one standing course. You can see the castle behind me, so I'm going to give it 2 or 3 little routes today, test the course out, see what the hills are like, see what walking's going to be like, and also just visualize the course itself. So yeah, I'll catch you on the route. So this here is the start of the race itself, and I've just completed the first loop of the course. So it's about 6.3k, which is nice. Really lovely course, absolutely fantastic. Lots of things to see. It's a bit trickier than I thought it was, so I'm really glad that I came down to try that out. There's definitely a little bit of tactics can be had with the ups and with the downs. So I'm going to try my next route with walking the up, and then I'm going to try and run the downs. And then with my third loop, I'm going to try and run the ups and then walk the downs. So it is quite steep at the back there. So it's a little bit of a surprise, but no, I'm enjoying it. Really good loop. 40 minutes for that first one there. Try to keep the heart rate down to about 140, 145 max. Yeah, it was quite easy to do until about the hill. Hill just slowed right down, but just couldn't keep the heart rate down. So it might be something to walk on the day. Catch you later. So this is the uphill part. So first walk. Anything gets too steep, I'm going to walk on this lap here and see where we're at. So between these 2 bushes here, start to run again. And then we'll take it to the next part that's a wee bit steeper. And just do that for this loop here, but beautiful surroundings. I don't know if you can take it all in, but just fantastic here today. So we're just past the 3K and we've got 48 meters of elevation to go. So walking a kilometre roughly in 8-9s. So there'll definitely be time to spare, but just look at the view as we come around here. Just fantastic over there. Oh gosh, I don't even know where that is. But yeah, when we come past this tree line, you'll see beautiful hills. But pacing it out, not trying to go too crazy on ups. Trying to just make sure I'm watching my footing. One of the things that came out is my calves aren't used to working at this length, i.e. my heel's down quite a lot of the time and I'm pushing through that. So I'm going to do a wee bit of work on just end range calves, but just look at that view. And this is the point of the route called the money shot. Yeah, don't know why it's called that, but yeah, you can see where they're getting that from. Beautiful view down through the valley there. But yeah, calves probably need a wee bit of work end of range, just a wee bit of strength in there. Running uphill and walking uphill is completely different. So I might even speak to Ginny and see if I can start to put some uphill walking in as well. No, catch you later. Second time around the loop. Loop's shaping up really nicely. Getting to know a wee bit more now, which areas are flatter, which areas are a bit rough. Yeah, I feel a lot more confident with a walking strategy now. I did that last lap where I walked pretty much the whole uphill in the back side of the course. So get to the turn, walked a small part to a tree where it flattens out again, and then there's a second set of trees. So I know it sounds really vague in your head, but like between the 2 trees, I'm going to try and keep that as a run, and then walk the whole of the uphill. And there's a tree at the top that looks a bit like it's like a rampant rabbit, to be fair. And I'm going to walk to there, and then I'm going to take the downhill. And that came in at 43 minutes 50. So that's kind of where I'd like to be at. So I'm quite comfortable. I know that now. This next lap, I'm going to try and do run all the way to the top of the rampant rabbit, and then I'm going to walk the downs from there, and then see where we're about with that, because it is quite steep at the back end of the course itself. So I'm going to try a different route this time round. Okay, see you soon. The new laces from the Salter 24 that we got for being second. So here it is, log flume. Nice, a little down, plenty of water. Just now, probably won't be in the day. And then it takes you down a nice sharp right, which then takes you down to the downhill section. So nice undulating here. And the key thing for me, reminding myself even, is if I'm walking the ups, walking the downs, I want to be using the log flume to go between the 2, change the load through the legs a wee bit. So hopefully that'll be nice and day. So there's a lovely section here in the back of the course, the downhill part. You can see on the side there's just the wee river runs down the side. Very green just now, some nice bark balls in there as well. But I think you can make through the trees. A bridge I've called Cranky Bridge, after the famous battle, but also we're in that neck of the woods down here. This is a walking section for myself just now. Just footing's okay, a wee bit damp just now. Not sure what the weather forecast has been down here a little bit. There has been some water line on the course, but lovely bridge there. Cranky Bridge coming round at the corner and comes on a running section after that. So that's where the landmark comes in. So that is loop 3 done. That time it was run the ups and then walk the downs. Didn't turn out to be too bad, and that's the walking downs, just do the steeper bits. So I was able to get a couple of landmarks to where to walk from as well. So I do think I'm going to combine this last lap with some walking on the ups and walking on the downs, and just see roughly how close to the 60 minutes we can go with as little effort as possible. But we gel there. And it's quite warm, a wee bit windy, a wee bit breezy, but conditions are lovely. And the course, I'm falling in love with it more and more times I run it. So we're in for an absolute treat on the day. So yeah, good job. So yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on the course, the day. Nice warm day, breezy, a little bit of rain coming through as well. Probably made a few errors today, not having enough fuel down with me. Did 4 loops, which is about 16 miles, and probably used a few gels, used a bit of water, but not a huge amount else. So I need to kind of make sure that my fueling on the day is good. So my learnings from today was when I ran the whole route, it took me about 40 minutes. Nice, easy, but it didn't feel like I was working too hard at all. But on the ups, my heart rate was going above where I wanted it to be. The next loop there was just walking the ups. And I think in my head, I was thinking, because I walked the ups, I probably went a wee bit quicker on the downs. So although I saved time on the ups, it's about just over 3 minutes that it takes a wee bit longer. So yeah, it takes a wee bit longer on the walking the ups. Walking the downs only, so running the up and then walking the downs, I only kind of lost maybe, or sorry, 1 to 2 minutes. So not a huge amount of time loss, and we're still well within that time frame for the 60 minutes. But it's quite nice to give yourself the confidence knowing roughly what time you should be at 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, and so on and so forth through your race. So by doing a few different laps, I kind of knew where I wanted to be at 3K. I kind of knew what kind of distance I wanted to cover in a certain amount of time. So yeah, the last two ones, walking the ups and the downs, I felt like I had to kind of work a wee bit harder on the flatter part of the train. So I don't know if that was detrimental or not. I feel really quite good today. I don't feel like I've really done a 16-mile run. Legs don't feel too bad, but definitely on the downs near the end, I was kind of feeling that even by going slow, I was trying to brake a lot more, and I'm not sure if that was the right way to do it or not. So time will tell, and I'll probably try and find that out before I do it. So my main learnings were calves. I probably need to work, so I do a lot of running. I run quite a lot on my forefoot. So I probably need to make sure if I'm going to be doing a lot of walking, I probably want to be making sure that I'm doing a lot more working at the calf in the outer range, i.e. what we call dorsiflexion itself, so I can push off the ground a bit more. The stones, the shoes I was wearing today were quite low profile. Adidas Tyrex Flows, which are great, comfortable shoe. They don't have much padding at the bottom, and some of the stones were quite sharp. I know that somebody had asked me about, would a road shoe work for it? It probably would. It's no worse than Kirkhill Forest or Sculty or Tire Bag or any of that kind of terrain. So yeah, if whatever you use around about there, I guess it depends on the weather and a bit of time. If it's dry, you'll get away with a road. If it's wet and they add in that little grassy section at the end, I don't know how much that'll be. But yeah, that might be something to think about at the time. And discipline, yeah, if I do walk, I want to make sure I'm walking with a little bit of purpose, but also if I do walk, I don't want to then think I need to make up for that in the downhills by running them faster. So I think I need to just be quite confident and just keep an eye on time, not be hell bent on time, but at the same time just be aware of how long a walking section is taking. If it's taking a lot longer, I probably need to add in a bit longer on log flume or log flume into the corner. So yeah, just getting used to the course and how long that's going to take. But all in all, very, very positive experience today. I was able to visualize the course, knew we're about to walk, we're about to run. I took pictures of a lot of the landmarks as well, which is definitely going to help me in the next 2 or 3 weeks when maybe my first-hand memory of the course might drop. I'll keep on looking over this video just so I can keep reminding myself of the loop itself, so that when I get there on a day, especially the first lap, I don't just go hell for leather and burst myself out of the race in the first lap. So yeah, some really, really nice learnings there. And the course itself is shaped up to be quite exciting. The castle in the background looks lovely. The views from the course are fantastic as well. And again, somebody pointed out today, you might not like the views after 10, 12, 24, 30 loops, whatever many you're going for. But at the start today, soak it all in, because it was just a nice course. So yeah, that was kind of my summary of today, was to come on and just kind of do a little bit of a review on the course itself and the route, and I really enjoyed it. Very, very glad I did that, just so I could see where the steepness came and how steep it was. I mean, the Saltire was 110 meters elevation, and it was kind of runnable most of it. But today, with the length of the event, you're definitely going to have to pick places to walk in, especially the uphill at the back. And I think it was one of the guys I was speaking about the downhills. Don't forget about some walking some of the downhills as well, because you have got plenty of time, and if you fatigue yourself quite early on, it just makes for a hard day out, and means there's a lot of pressure on your quads and hamstrings further into the race it goes. So yeah, thanks for watching. And I've got the series, like I'm saying. The first one was just me introducing the topic. The second one was myself and Ginny, the coach, just how we shaped our training. The third one was myself, Dave Andrews, and Dave Moore spoke about the strategies and the techniques for doing the last one standing. What kind of problems would I come across? It's a fantastic episode. If you can get a chance to watch that, then please do. This one here is obviously free for everyone, but if you go to www.physiorun.net, the whole series is on there. If you type it into the search bar, last one standing series, it should come up there. You might have to subscribe to, I think it's like a couple of quid a month or something like that for the whole series, and I'll be adding to it over the next few weeks with other runners who have had different ultra experiences, just sharing what problems they come up against. I'm probably going to try and do a nutrition one and a sports psychology one as well. So yeah, thanks for watching today, and please follow on Instagram at PhysioRun, on Facebook, Strava, wherever you follow people, follow me there. Okay, thanks very much for joining.